I'm directing this primarily at Annie's Adventures, the name of her YouTube channel. Now she was saying how could she boost her income? If we did a couple collaboration videos where we're doing some ghost hunts, we could do two or three in the places that are believed to be haunted. Now I'm just tossing it out there. I got this Ouija board. I have no idea why I set them under my chest, but because that's not normally how you use them. And I've got my EMF meter. Now, when I did that waterfall hike out there in the White Tanks, now I just had this thing in my back pocket. Now, miles from any electrical fields out there, well, probably not miles, but maybe a mile from an electrical field. I did this thing when I got to the actual waterfall out there. I had it in my back pocket. It kept going off. It took me a minute to figure out what it was. When I pulled it out, I think it lit up once. But after I pulled it out and looked at it, and it didn't go out again. So it's my guess that there was a ghost out there trying to hug me or something, and which I have no problem with. Some ghosts want to hug me. Now, if I were a ghost and I chose to stay earthbound, that would be one of the places that I'd want to hang out, because that's beautiful back in there. That whole hike. It's a mile hike in there, about a mile back, so we could go out there. This Ouija board. I wouldn't want to lug it. I wouldn't want to carry it for a mile out to the waterfall. But we could sit at one of those picnic tables they got out there, and just work it out there, and just see if we get anything. We could set a camera out there. We could take a laptop. I could take a laptop. I've got audio program on there. You just plug a microphone into there, run it for half an hour, and see if we get any EVPs or anything. Just toss it out there. So the paranormal stuff like that's real popular right now. If you put on you could do two separate videos. I do one, you do one. And and we label it our ghost hunt. We could do that waterfall hike, where we could do that murder cave, up in along Route 66, a cave back in there where supposedly there was some Indians that were suffocated and had died back in there. I don't know if it's a true story or not. And there's where out there in the distance west of me, there's that the murder site for Olive Oldman. Her family, got murdered. They were heading. It was back in like the 1840s somewhere. There's a little monument out there. Olive Oldman, was taken her and her sister, I believe, taken captive, and spent quite a bit of time with one tribe, and they would trade another tribe, and eventually, she ended up marrying a guy from New York, and then when he died, she went back and lived with him, which is a really, really interesting story. I'm thinking she probably had a family. She probably had children from, she probably married or living with, someone of one of those tribes, and probably had actually a family. And when this guy from New York died, she went back and lived with him. And I'm thinking, their descendants are probably still around and have no idea, who their relatives were. But let me show you. I have no idea why my feet get lots of views. But I'll toss. Well, maybe toss the foot in here if I can bend around and get my foot. I'm hoping that's some chick and not some gay guy. But if it's some gay guy, that's cool with me. But keep your feelings to yourself. Okay, bye.